So, this isn't the most exciting topic, but something that I think is pretty vital nonetheless, and that's a stretching routine. I began implementing one about 2.5 years ago after I sustained the only injury I've ever had playing drums. It was in my right hand, nothing too drastic, and I self-treated with lots of water, chondroitin, and focusing on the feet. But ever since after that event, I've begun stretching, whether it's after improvising for a bit or just coming straight into a cold. I like to preface all this with the fact that I'm not a personal trainer or yoga instructor, so if you've never stretched before, you may want to consult your physician. The stretches are comprised of pretty standard ones, a couple I found online, and then a few that I stumbled upon myself. You should sustain them for at least 15 seconds, preferably 30. If you don't have a clock or a watch or anything, you could just flick on your metronome to 60 beats per minute, and each beep is 1 second. So the very first thing I do, I'm going to take your hands, turn them over, and place them against the wall. And push into it, like this. Well, more like ease into it. I like to ease into it, and then after about 10-15 seconds I start pushing. So that's the first one. And the second, you're going to take your hand and pull downward. And you're going to point up with your toes at the same time, leaning against the wall for balance. And the other side. And the next one, I like to point my fingers outward, or stretch them outward, and then point upward with my toes. And then when you do the other foot, I like to make a fist really tightly. Then after that, I'll do some rotations with the wrists, clockwise and counterclockwise, about 30 to 50 repetitions. And then some handshakes, side to side, up and down. Some finger pulls, gently. Each side, of course. And this is something I learned in Taekwondo. You're flicking outward with the fingers. But it's not like this. You want to curl back your fingers to create resistance against your hand. Do like 250 repetitions with that. After that, it's back to the legs some more. This is a great one for the calves. Hopefully you can see it. You're just taking your foot and digging into the wall and using your body to push into it. After the calf stretches, I like to spread my legs with my foot remaining against the wall and try to touch my forehead to my kneecap. I never can though. But I push up with this hand and down with this hand at the same time to keep my legs straighter. Makes it more difficult. It's a great one for the hamstrings. And following that is a pretty unique stretch that I came up with, and it's very difficult to explain, but I'll do my best. You're going to take your foot and you're going to put your heel against the wall, but your foot the top part of your foot's going to remain on the floor. It's not going to be flat against the wall. So it's kind of like a weird S shape. Then you're going to shift your body weight to that side and push outward. Upward and outward. You're going to feel this area open up. It feels great. At the same time, I stretch my wrists outward, and then when I do the other foot, I stretch inward with the wrists. And then after that is the good old touch your toes. And that completes the routine. Hopefully you got something out of it, maybe some new stretches, something to try. Don't take any responsibility for personal injury. Don't sue me.